time for some mixed tag team action here at GCWA. I'm Brandon Benefield alongside the great Gerard. And my man, are you ready for this one?
I'm totally ready. A mixed tag match, our debut here in Texas with Gulf Coast Wrestling Alliance. I am very excited to see what's about to happen with two veteran teams, and I'll explain why we call them veteran teams in just a little bit.
Grizzled Brutality. My first time seeing them live. I've heard a lot about them. I've seen a lot about them, and I'm excited to see them here. Of course, regulars at Reality of Wrestling. Of course, up there in Houston, Texas with Booker T. But can't wait to see them. They're going to have their hands full here tonight, though, with Psycho Love.
Absolutely. You know what's so unique about them as a team? Normally, and we've seen a number of matches involving Psycho Love, when they face other teams in a mixed tag scenario, those mixed tag teams have not regularly teamed before. That's very different for this team of Grizzled Brutality, who spent quite a bit of time together as a tag team, wrestling up and down the circuit. So this is going to be a real challenge here for Psycho Love tonight.
Introducing the team of Psycho Boy, Fodder, and Angelina Love. They are Psycho Love!
Angelina Love, 7-time Women's World Champion. Psycho Boy Fodder, NWA star. Psycho Love, undefeated as a tag team.
They certainly are, and they're putting that on the line here tonight in this contest. And you got to think about it, you know, the advantage that these two have as opposed to most other teams. Most teams, you know, they might travel here and there or they might meet at the show, but rarely do they leave the show and go home together. That's the case here with Psycho Love. They eat, sleep, and breathe together, and that adds a much different characteristic in a tag team matchup like this.
Yeah, it's rare that we see a Mr. and Mrs. tag team, but that is the case here with Psycho Love as the Psycho Boy Fodder and Angelina Love get ready to take on Grizzled Brutality.
You know, the idea of the Mr. and Mrs. factor is something that used to be prevalent in wrestling in the territory days, and usually the Mrs. served as a valet or something like that, and most people didn't realize it. It was rare, though, that the Mr. and the Mrs. actually got in the ring together. That's what makes Psycho Love so unique and so dangerous.
And in classic Fodder fashion, already John with this great crowd here in Corpus Christi.
Absolutely, and you know, it's so interesting. We'll get into kind of the experience factor because I think that, and here we go.
Not just John, but the crowd. He's going to get out and go into the crowd, that masked individual there in the second row.
But you know, this is par for the course for the Psycho Boy. No matter where he has been in the country or around the world, he's never met a fan he didn't like.
Yeah, and the fans always love them some Psycho Boy. Well, they love giving him a hard time.
They certainly do. Oh, boy.
And how about that? The Grizzled Ryan Davidson, since he's going to, for that fan right there, he's going to slam Psycho Boy. How about this?
This is going to be very interesting. You know, we've talked before about the experience factor with both of these teams. Well, you look at, and I'm intrigued to see who will start this matchup for both sides, because there's a case that can be made for any of these incredible wrestlers to start the match. And it looks like Sheeva could be starting. And this is a match I'm very interested in seeing. Sheeva, and of course the former 7-time world women's champion, or women's world champion that is Angelina Love. We've got a bell.
There's the bell, and of course, Angelina Love. Oh, look at this, she's telling the referee to, I guess, check Sheeva for weapons. Psycho Love always playing the mind games here in these matchups.
They always have, and it's so interesting when you start thinking about a team like Psycho Love in terms of who's the teacher and who's the student. In most cases in pro wrestling, historically, it's been the male wrestler in a mixed tag who's been the teacher. But in this case, Angelina Love, a 20-year veteran, 7-time world champion, there's a lot she is able to teach, of course, and she didn't like that particular view of Sheeva.
Well, I think she was trying to get the ref to check, and the ref was like, well, I'm not going to do that. So,
yeah, well,
and I don't blame him here. It's 2024. You got to be careful.
Place, absolutely.
Oh, look at that. Sheeva taking a swipe at Psycho Boy on the ring apron.
And it's so interesting because, again, most people, when they get in the ring with Angelina Love,
oh, look at this.
I was going to say they were intimidated by her experience and by her resume, but in this case, she won't even let that happen. And so,
well, I was going to say, I think it's mixed tag team rules here, so I think that means men versus men, women versus women. And
well, the referee wasn't trying to get anybody out of the ring, but it seems pretty clear that the Psycho Boy doesn't want any parts of Sheeva. Instead, he wants part of the Grizzled one, Ryan Davidson.
Is Sheeva going to make the tag here?
That's the question. You know, Sheeva is certainly skilled enough to battle in the ring with Fodder if she chose, but now in comes Ryan Davidson.
Here we go, maybe we'll officially get a lockup here as Davidson and Fodder. Ooh. Whoa. Davidson misses with a clothesline, and Fodder's going to tag back in Angelina Love.
These are the mind games that you spoke of earlier, and Psycho Love, they literally have a doctorate degree when it comes to these kinds of mind games.
Oh,
and
Angelina Love wants a piece of the Grizzled one.
She's clearly not intimidated. And I wonder how challenged Ryan Davidson feels right now. He looks like he doesn't want to hit a woman,
well,
a true gentleman.
He's kind of laughing, but I also wonder if it's the psycho part that makes him a little nervous.
That would make me nervous.
Absolutely, I wouldn't want to be in there with her.
I definitely wouldn't, and now we've got a tag. And so we are back to how we originally started with the idea of Sheeva taking on Angelina Love.
And finally, a collar and elbow lockup, center of the ring, a handful of hair from both competitors.
This is a very interesting contest here. And a nice shove there from Angelina Love.
Angelina Love never short on the trash talk as she gets taken to her backside there by Sheeva and runs to the corner of Psycho Boy Fodder.
So interesting, Sheeva, who back in 2008 made her debut in the sport, and that's right around when Angelina Love started preparing her championship ascent in spaces like TNA. And it's interesting when you think about that, because one thing that Angelina Love did is her wrestling career has been continuous over the 20 some odd years, but not exactly the case for Sheeva, who's actually taken a few hiatuses over her time in this sport.
We saw Psycho Love coming up with a game plan in the corner, and looks like Sheeva maybe going for a handshake here, showing some good sportsmanship. And look at this, a handshake from Love. Oh, of course, I speak too soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, we knew it wouldn't last long.
And now side headlock from Angelina Love, really wrenching in there on the side. Oh, but she's the strength of Sheeva there.
It's interesting, as I'm looking out among the crowd, there's a lot of phones out, and I think a lot of that is because it's not every day you see that 7-time women's world champion in your midst.
Angelina Love just ate a big shoulder and another one there.
But you saw Sheeva look like she just walked right through the former world champion.
Now up on the shoulders of Sheeva goes Angelina Love. What she got in mind here? Oh, Love able to escape off the back and tags in Psycho Boy Fodder.
And it looks like we could see our first intergender contact in this matchup.
Yeah, so maybe we will see a little bit of intergender action here. GB, we weren't too sure here as Fodder went for a kick in the midsection, but he got caught. Oh, and a big right hand there from Sheeva.
And now Sheeva makes the tag. In comes the Grizzled one, Ryan Davidson.
Big uppercut, European uppercut there from Davidson. Gonna send Fodder into the corner, and a big clothesline in the corner. Step up enziguri there from Davidson.
Ryan Davidson, no,
wow. Michinoku driver there from Davidson. Can he capitalize here?
That's the question. 1, 2, almost, whoa. Woo. Ryan Davidson came close to giving the team of Psycho Love their very first loss as an intergender mixed tag team.
Crowd here at Corpus Christi firmly behind the Grizzled Brutality. Oh, and a stiff kick right to the spine from Angelina Love, but I think it hurt her foot more than it did Davidson's back.
It certainly did. Davidson is quite tough. He spent some time while playing college football, and where he played college football is very interesting. At a school that has produced a number of historic wrestlers, that would be West Texas A&M University. Some greats have attended there and played football there as well, including Dusty Rhodes, Tully Blanchard, Terry and Dory Funk, a championship pedigree coming from that school. And the question is, can Ryan Davidson move in that same vein?
Also the home of country band West Texas Rednecks.
Well, that is where rap, we hate rap, right? Rap is crap.
There you go.
There it is.
Now you see Fodder now trying to slow down the pace of Ryan Davidson here with that rear choke.
Well, Davidson knows what it's like to weather a storm. He's weathered a number of storms as kind of the centerpiece and cornerstone of Booker T's reality of wrestling. He is their first grand champion there, but he just got battered right there, and he's not feeling very much like a champion right now.
Yeah, what a back elbow from Psycho Boy Fodder, and now a right boot right to the teeth.
You know, one of the challenging things about Fodder is, you know, in this era of everyone wanting to do super fancy moves, he is a throwback to the kind of wrestlers that came from West Texas A&M. Ground and pound, and here we go with the Psycho Girl.
Classic Psycho Love tactics there with the referee distracted. Psycho Girl using that second rope to their advantage.
And that's one of the things that this Psycho Love team has done so well. They know how to manipulate a referee. And right now, Ryan Davidson is in some trouble, though he's trying to make a bit of a comeback.
Fires back with that right kick, sends Fodder into the corner, charges in, nobody home for Davidson. Davidson hit hard.
And you've got to wonder, you know, given the history of Ryan Davidson, he's been wrestling since 2005, indeed a grizzled veteran. What would it mean for the Psycho Boy, who's been in this business for a good 3 years, to get a win, and he could do it right here. Count of two.
Another 2 count there as Davidson able to fire up that right shoulder.
And think about, to the point I was making before, what would it mean there for Psycho Boy to get a win here in this contest over someone who has 7 times the advantage, or 7 times the experience in terms of years as Fodder does?
That would be an absolutely huge win here for Psycho Boy Fodder and Psycho Love as a team.
It certainly would, and we saw Angelina Love take full advantage again of the referee being out of position.
And we've said many, many times that Psycho Boy Fodder always wrestling beyond his years, GB.
Absolutely. You know, this is one of the beauties of traveling to all of these proverbial territories here, and that is you gather and amalgamate all of those experiences, which is why a 3-year veteran can wrestle more like a 30-year veteran.
Look at this, Angelina Love now in there with Ryan Davidson, gonna take him into the corner.
Oh boy.
But now she gets goozled up, but now the chokehold there is, Sheeva distracting the referee, not doing her partner any favors.
But the wisdom there of Angelina Love to feign a tag, to kind of make that tag noise so that the referee would think a tag was made and not be surprised by seeing Fodder in the ring.
Of course, the ref did not see any of those dirty tactics as Fodder now once again with this rear choke, trying to choke the life out of the grizzled Ryan Davidson.
This is a real challenge, and again, Davidson is in some trouble right now. Big, big trouble, and hopefully he did not underestimate what Psycho Boy Fodder and Angelina Love can do.
Great crowd here in Corpus Christi trying to get behind the grizzled one, trying to get him back up to his feet as he makes his way back up. Both men up to a vertical base now, but look at Fodder jumping on the back, but the strength of Ryan Davidson able to carry the weight and then drive Fodder all the way back into the corner. But Fodder still maintaining control of that choke.
Absolutely, and that is, again, that football background. All that training there is accustomed to carrying weight on you in those drills and being able to weather the storm. And look at that power slam.
Nicely done there by Ryan Davidson, and Fodder hit hard, lower spine, center of the ring.
And now can Davidson get over to the corner and make that tag to Sheeva, who desperately wants to get in this ring.
Yeah, Davidson don't really know where he's at. He's reaching to the wrong corner there. He's got to get his wits about him here.
Yeah, he certainly does, as he totally took a beating there from the Psycho Boy, and now both of them make a tag. In come the women.
Angelina Love went for a clothesline. I think she hurt her arm more than anything.
Because Sheeva just stood there and took it, absorbed it, and ran right through it.
Oh, big splash in the corner from Sheeva. Now the knife edge chop there right to the chest of the 7-time women's world champion.
Sheeva, who took some time off but has spent some time over in All Japan.
Ooh, what a hip attack right to the gut of Angelina Love.
Huge hip attack there. Took some time off from the sport, came back in 2022, and you can tell she's really working with some great momentum here.
Oh, double knees right to the face of Angelina Love.
Kind of a modified Meteora there.
And now just dragging the lifeless body of Love right to the center of the ring. Gonna go for a pin attempt perhaps?
Now would be the right time. 1, 2.
Ooh, it's Psycho Boy just in time.
Psycho Boy making the save, and again, nothing wrong with that, but he's now going to be challenged here by the Grizzled one.
Back suplex there from Ryan Davidson to Psycho Boy Fodder. And now things are breaking down here in this matchup. All four competitors in the ring as well. What I spoke too soon is Fodder gets sent out of the ring.
Absolutely, and we remember, big pump kick there from Angelina Love and Sheeva are the legal competitors in this matchup.
Quick roll up here from Sheeva.
Here we go, break the streak. Ooh. Whoa.
Not so fast. Psycho Girl able to kick out just in time. And you're right, GB, that streak, that win streak here for Psycho Love is on the line.
But I think the referee saw what Fodder attempted to do. Fodder there.
Sheeva hung up on that top rope. Quick roll up here for the Psycho Girl.
But she's on the ropes.
Her feet are on the ropes. The ref didn't see it. And Psycho Love steal another one. Unbelievable.
Somebody call the cops because we just witnessed a robbery.
The win streak stays alive for Psycho Love. And this crowd is livid.